Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, on Friday, September 15th, it will mark the second anniversary of AUKUS, an historic new security agreement between the governments of the United States, Australia, and the United Kingdom that will integrate the most sophisticated technologies amongst the three countries, including quantum computing, undersea warfare, hypersonics, and cyber, to name just a few, in order to create a new level of joint deterrence by these longtime allies to address a security environment that has been deteriorating for the last 2 decades in the Indo-Pacific region. Its goal is simple: to preserve an open and free Indo-Pacific and a rules-based order at sea, in the air, and in the cyber domain. It is not a policy of aggression. It is rather one of maintaining the integrity and sovereignty of all nations in the region to achieve peace and prosperity. Madam Speaker, this is a big undertaking for the country of Australia. The centerpiece is recapitalizing their submarine fleet, which today are diesel-electric submarines that have to surface to recharge their batteries and replace them with conventionally armed nuclear-powered submarines. Over the last 2 years, our three navies' leadership have been meeting to try and come up with a plan to execute this undertaking. And last March in San Diego, California, at Naval Base Port Loma, the three heads of government, President Biden, Prime Minister Albanese from Australia, and Prime Minister Sunak, came together and stacked hands to make a commitment, and particularly our country, to do something that we have not done since 1958, which is to share the crown jewels of our national security technology, namely nuclear propulsion. This program, which again was announced last March, calls for the U.S. to sell 3 Virginia-class attack submarines in the early 2030s, again, as a way of allowing Australia to replace their fleet with a more capable set of vessels that have longer reach and more capacity in terms of executing deterrence. It will, for the U.S. Navy and for our industrial base here in the U.S., call for a much greater capacity for submarine construction than exists today. Madam Speaker, I represent Groton, Connecticut, which is the home of General Dynamics Electric Boat, which is the general contractor for the Virginia-class submarine program, for also the Columbia-class program, which today are both working hard to address our own Navy's needs. With AUKUS, this is going to add another level of production targets that, again, will strain and call for more capacity. The Biden administration last year saw this coming. They have laid out a $2.4 billion plan over the next 5 years to increase workforce, to increase supply chain, and to increase facility to achieve this goal. And we are seeing it happening in real time during my break in August. If you go back to 3 years ago, the shipyard's workforce was at about 17,000 people. As of last Friday, it is 21,700 strong. The investments in supply chain that is going all over the country to 48 different states is standing up to meet this demand signal so that, again, this alliance, which again is about preserving peace and protecting freedom, will succeed. Again, the development of the workforce is very exciting to see. This last spring, trade schools, graduates were going right into the shipyard. Comprehensive high school graduates were going right into the shipyard. The U.S. Department of Labor Workforce Investment Training Program, the manufacturing pipeline, reached their 4,000th graduate in the metal trades, electricians, welders, machinists. Again, this is a level of job training and investment that we have not seen for a long time. It is the biggest hiring goal for Electric Boat in 2023 in the history of the 120-year history of the country, of the company. 5,750 people. As I said last week, they hit the 21,700 mark, and they will be on target to complete that goal by the end of December. Again, it's going to require more commitment. And we have now people in the Senate that are talking about increasing the Biden budget for investment in the industrial base. And again, this will provide benefit not just for southeastern Connecticut or southern New England, but for states all across the country, manufacturers, small businesses that provide the parts and pieces that go into these amazing vessels, the amazing technology that makes these vessels go. Again, for the three countries, Australia, the UK, and the US, This Friday will be a proud moment in terms of advancing a goal which all the neighbors in the region, smaller countries and larger countries, are supporting, which again is to push back again against some of the encroachment and coercive
The gentleman's time has expired.
that now exists in the Indo-Pacific region. I yield back the balance of my time.